Hi there, it's still Noreen here with ScalePad. In this short video demonstration, I will cover a couple mini apps we have created that utilize the core ScalePad API. These apps are designed to maximize your investment you already have made into LMX and Lifecycle Manager as a whole. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. From the ScalePad Platform AI site, navigate to Recipes and then over to Apps. From here, you'll discover Lifecycle Manager or Copilot. Once you launch Lifecycle Manager or Copilot, you will be greeted with a few different apps we have created to demonstrate the power of this API. Initiative Manager, Goal Manager, and in newly development opportunities. We'll take a closer look at Initiative Manager and Goal Manager in this example. Both of these apps are designed, like I said, to maximize your investment. And one of the common examples that will actually come to play as to why you might want to utilize this app is simply the ability to take an initiative and deploy that across many different clients, as well as giving you the ability to clean up those initiatives. So let's take a look at this in practice, right? We're going to head over into our LMX account, take a look at what we have on our roadmap, and then we're going to come back into this app to actually see how we can actually utilize it at scale. So first thing yet, let's head over to our LMX account, app.scalepad.com. And once we are here, we're going to actually dive into Lifecycle Manager. So go ahead and dive into Lifecycle Manager. And at this point, we have a number of clients here from Acorn to Terry's Chocolate. Now, it is important to know if we take a look at the roadmap here across these clients, there are a number of items here on the roadmap. Now, imagine for a second that we have an initiative that we would like to actually propagate across the various roadmap, or in many cases, we simply want to perform a cleanup task. So let's say, for example, we have a number of clients with email security today that we wish to perform a bit of cleanup. You can actually easily do this from this app. So let's go back into that app, and let's say, for example, we want to search for all email security initiative. We can see a number of them actually appeared here, and we can simply select all of them, and then we can go ahead and delete those initiatives. Now, if you were to try to do this regularly within the platform, you will need to visit each one of those initiatives and manually trigger a delete option, and ultimately that involves some time, some extra clicks, and we simply want to actually simplify that process. If we head back into our app here and refresh this page, we will notice our email security initiative now is actually removed. Now let's look at a deeper example. Let's say, for example, there is another item here in terms of, let's call it managed threat detection and response. Potentially, we are going to make some changes to this initiative, and we would like to propagate it across many of our clients. So let's go ahead and call it, we'll call this our demo here in terms of description. And we also do that in the title as well, so we can easily find this. We can actually forecast this to the second quarter of 2026. We're going to set this as a high priority. We're going to set this is going to be something we are proposing, in this case, to the client. Any sort of one-time fee, you can go ahead and set that in place. So maybe we have a setup fee. We'll keep that as is. If you wish to add more items, you can easily do that. In this case, I can add potentially, let's call this a training fee as well. And we will go ahead and set this as $500 as an example here. You can similarly do this for recurrent fee as well. We can actually set that as either fixed fee, monthly frequency, or yearly frequency as well as part of this. And then in terms of the clients we wish to deploy this on, let's go ahead and actually select all of our clients in this case, right? We're going to deploy to every single one of our clients within this view. Now, clicking on Deploy Clients, the expected behavior is we will actually now take this demo, manage the threat detection and incident response initiative, and get that propagated across all the various clients. And we can actually see the platform here is doing its work. It's going through each one of those clients. doing the deployment, rather than us having to visit each of them, this is actually performed in a little more automated sense. Now, I purposely did a bit more of a verbose approach so you can actually see this at work. But knowing that you can actually take this app and remix it on your own, you can simply simplify that, the output process as well. Now, heading back into our app, we can actually refresh that here, and we should be able to actually see a number of those demo, managed threats and detection now. We can probably see the counter in this case has increased, but we can actually see this demo initiative across many of our clients there. We have it for Amazing Inc., we have it for Cork, we have it for Prime Universe and so on, and we can ultimately bring this up and take a closer look at some of the things we have added. We added the training at $500, there's some additional details here and so forth. But that's a demonstration of the Forest app, fairly quick in terms of actually taking an initiative and actually replicating that across many of your clients. Now, the second example that we have for you here is to be able to actually take this a little further, whereby we're going to be taking a look at the goal manager. Now, the goal manager is very much in the same sort of sense, whereby goals that across if you're sort of clients in which you want to actually duplicate that, that's going to be possible here within the goal manager. And similarly to the initiative manager, if there is an option in here you want to actually take advantage of into deleting all of those goals, maybe there are stale goals on a client's, I would call it part of their roadmap approach, you wish to actually delete that, that's going to be your way to get that done. Again, a little more quicker way rather than visiting each one of those goals across all your various clients and deleting those items and going through the sort of confirmation process. In here it's a little more faster as well. If we go ahead and select on one of your goals, let's say for example we want to be able to actually improve production and efficiencies and reduce unplanned downtime. Again, we're going to go ahead and label this one demo so we can easily find it. We are going to be able to actually set, this one is actually going to be, let's say for example, this one is actually on track right now, and it's going to be for the fourth quarter in 2026. If there are any additional details you want to supply, go ahead and do that in this case, and then we can go ahead and select all the various clients. Let's go ahead and select all of our clients again, in which we can go ahead and deploy that goal. So clicking on deployed, it actually goes through the similar sort of approach. This goal now is getting actually copied across. Now, I got some problems here, whereby these clients actually, the reason it's failing, Prime and Terry's Chocolate don't have the LMX license today. That's why this is failing. So just remember, goal is a feature of clients that have the LMX license. If you have LM Pro only on those accounts, simply that's not going to be working in this case. So heading back into our Lifecycle Manager account here, if we click on Home, go to Clients, we're going to be able to actually see our various sort of clients. And remember, in this case, this client does not, these couple of clients, Terry Chocolate and Prime, did not have the LMX license associated with them, hence why we actually saw the failure earlier. But if we head into some of these additional clients that does have the license, let's say for example St. John's High School here, we should be able to actually go to goal and see that goal, the demo improvement goal that was actually copied across. So keep that in mind if you're utilizing the app, you're clicking on an item and you're kind of curious as to why something has failed. More than often, the proper license is actually not deployed to the client. Again, super easy in terms of utilizing the goal manager in the case. Again, the general idea, folks, in terms of actually leveraging these mini apps, we want you folks as the MSPs to be able to actually go into Lovable, for instance, take this app, remix it, add your own capabilities, and actually further enhance what you're doing today within Lifecycle Manager via the API. You now can actually tie into other sort of systems that you may have and begin introducing data in a little more autonomous sense into Lifecycle Manager and LMX. As well as certainly give you folks the ability to think about other sort of tasks you might be doing within the app that require a little more automation. There is an opportunity for you to actually do that in this case. Hopefully you find this video informative. If you have questions in terms of utilizing our Managed Context Protocol server or leveraging some of the scripts that we have on the ScalePad platform website, or even down to these mini apps, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you and provide a little more insights as to how you might want to leverage this in your own workflow. With that, folks, take care.